If you're doing a tech interview and you cannot read interviewer's mind, you're done. So recently I interviewed for an AI engineer position and the interviewer asked me a question. And the question was, how would you design an agentic system that can take a natural language as a query and return the data back to the user? So my initial response to that question was pretty simple. I said, you just create an agent and give it a tool that can query your database and get the data back. But then he asked me a follow-up, and the follow-up was, how would you handle the situation if you cannot get the data back from the database in one try? And my response to that, which kind of works, but wasn't exactly what he was looking for, was that I would create this another agent whose job would be to take the user's intent and generate a JSON response that guides this query agent to query the database. And of course, that is wrong because in practice, it might still work, but it just adds an additional layer of complexity that we want to avoid. So then what is the right answer? Well, turns out I already had the right setup when I had the agent with the tool that was able to call the database. Because if you understand how tool call works, the agent is capable of calling the tools multiple times if it needs to retrieve the data. And I could just have some prompt tuning in the agent saying like, hey, you might need to call the tool multiple times, and it would have solved the problem. So what I failed to do in that instance was I was too laser focused to make those multiple database calls work. But in reality, the interviewer was just trying to understand if I understand how tool call works. So hopefully you learned from my mistake. If you want more tech interview tips like this, go ahead and follow.